All right, you guys. So the family of Ashlee Jenae, whose real name is Ashlee Robinson, they have spoken out. They did an interview with the news last night and they've cleared up a lot of information that has been put out by the authorities in Africa. So Ashlee's parents, they're saying that they talked to Ashlee throughout the time that she was in Africa. They talked to her after the proposal on April 3rd. They talked to her on her birthday on April 5th. And on April 8th, they got a call from Ashlee saying that her and Joe had gotten into this very bad argument and they had separated rooms. Now, we know authorities have also confirmed this information about them being in separate rooms. Now, what's strange is that very next day, which is April 9th, Ashlee's mom received a call from Joe. And Joe told her that Ashlee was in the hospital and that she had did something to herself. When they asked Joe around what time did this take place, he told them it took place around 11 hours prior. Now, let's remember, Ashlee's mom had just talked to her the day prior. She knew about the argument. She knew about all of this. Now, not long after that, they end up getting another phone call that Ashlee had sadly passed away. Now, in the report that the family showed on the news, it says, according to the husband, she herself on the door. Now, even though they were put in separate rooms, we don't know if they were still communicating. We don't know if Joe was going back and forth to her room or she was going to his room. All we know is Joe was the person who alerted the villa about what happened to Ashlee. Now, during this interview, her family was still adamant that Ashlee did not do this to herself and they still want a further investigation. The HRA is also calling for a full investigation into the death of Ashlee Robinson. They want the authorities in Tanzania to look into this more and to do a full body investigation. Now, let me say this. I know you can't really say how a person is feeling on the inside. You can't really know what a person is going through. People fight silent battles every day. But this case right here is just not rubbing me the right way. Circumstances in this case is not making any sense. She's on vacation. She's in Africa. She's having a good time. In a matter of days, she got engaged to. It was her birthday. She's on Instagram, commenting, posting, saying how happy she is. And the fact that they're saying she had just talked to her parents, she was okay. They were in separate rooms. And all of a sudden, she went into a bedroom closet and did this with a piece of her clothing. Y'all, is making no sense. And to me, the way it's described, it honestly seems like a staged crime scene. Now, I will keep you guys updated as more information comes out. And it's still justice for Ashlee Robinson.
Now, I don't think this was even a real couple. I think they was playing for the internet and eventually he started to believe it. He got hypnotized by that melanated, most hated but highly favored woman and he wanted to taste and she said, "What?" And his white rage just flared up.
There are some updates about Ashlee Robinson that I think is very important. The last real update is that her fiance, Joe McCann, was being questioned by authorities in Tanzania and that his passport was confiscated. According to Cheyenne Corin, she was speaking to the family, communicating with them, and they were in D.C. at the embassy trying to get answers. Now, what has everybody curious is the timeline. You know that they were separated and people feel like Joe may have went back to the villa and did something he ain't had no business. But these new updates answer those questions. Like, where was Joe when she was found? Did Joe find her by himself or did Joe find her with hotel staff? So April 8th, a hotel guest went to them and said that there's a couple arguing in their room. So hotel staff went to check on Joe and Ashlee, and their assessment was they needed to separate them. According to the officials' report, the villa that Joe was placed in was an 8 to 10 minute walk away from Ashlee's villa. They said that Ashlee was found 2 to 3 hours later after the initial separation. Now, initial reports are she was found by a room attendant, but when Cheyenne Corin said that she spoke to the family, they told her that Joe was with security hotel staff when they found Ashlee. The family is leaning hard on the hotel to share their footage. It's very apparent they weren't separated that long, so they need to see if someone went to Ashlee's room. So when they actually said that Joe McCann was not under arrest and he's being treated as a witness, he really is a witness because he discovered Ashlee right along with security. So the $1 million question is, what happened? When they do release this footage, will it reveal that Ashlee did something to herself, or will it reveal that someone went to Ashlee's room? Because if Joe McCann was with security when they discovered her, how did he do it? Or will it even show that he went back to her room? More questions than answers. Well, some answers, but it leads to more questions. Like, comment, share, and follow for more.